All right, morning again. So today we're going to be learning how to prepare and cost meal plans. Right? So here it asks you to calculate the cost for a Valentine's dinner based on the following information, and you must show all working. Now here is the. Are you seeing the menu? Hello.
Yes, miss.
All right. So it have the. Abigail, tell me what you're seeing here, please. What's the first thing?
Miss, I'm seeing the shrimp in noodleness.
Right, and then
60
what's the first?
pounds.
Right,
60
60
pound
pound. Go.
shrimp at 500 at $5,000.
Read the rest.
Case of 80 pounds.
All right. So
Two
what do you
pounds
think that mean? All right, hold on.
of
So this now is saying that what exactly is this saying here? Tell me what you think it's saying. This alone, right here. So what it's saying? What do you think it means? It says 60 pounds of shrimp and 5,000 case of 80 pounds. So what does that mean? Anybody? Abigail? Anybody? Talk to me now, please. Come now, class.
Miss, we don't know.
Look, read what it says. It says, what does this mean? What mean by 60 pounds at $5,000? What does that mean? Think.
Miss, put it up back, miss.
Yeah. You seeing it?
Yes, miss.
Yeah. What it mean? What tell me? What it's saying? What is it saying? 60 pound shrimp at 5 case of 80 pound. What do you think it is saying?
Miss, I'm gonna try to explain that.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Miss, it would seem like an wholesale cost are different from a retail cost. So I think it is saying that um 60 pounds of shrimp
Mm-hmm.
at $5,000 um would be like 80-pound cases, miss.
What it be? Mm. All right. All right. Thanks for the effort. Anybody else want to try? Please try. 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 It says 60 pounds a trip at 5,000 case. What does case part mean? Case of 80 pounds. Why would they put this here?
Miss, because the package would weigh that, miss.
Good. That means what? That means what? They buy it for 80. They buy 80 pounds. That's what it means, you know. This is the recipe, you know. 60 pounds of shrimp. But the case is 80 pounds. That means we buy it. We'll buy 80 pounds of shrimp for the $5,000 per
Uh,
pound for the case. $5,000 for the case,
yes.
right? It's $5,000 for case. That means this is how we buy it, but this is what we need to find the cost of, because we're trying to find the cost of the recipe items, right? Trying to find the cost of the recipe items. So we know how we buy it, but we must find the cost for the recipe itself. So this is saying that
Miss,
it's
so
60
buy it,
pounds of, right? Go ahead.
so buy it at 5,000. Or buy it at 5,000 for 80
For
pound case.
the for the 80 pound. What we need to find the cost is for the 60 pound. We don't know that. So that's what is this, that's what this one is saying. Right? Look at the next one. 2 pounds of garlic at $160. And it says slash pound. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Miss, means $160 per 1 pound of garlic, miss.
That means right. So that good. That means it's $160 for a pound for garlic. But what is what we want to find the cost of? What we want to find the cost
2
Pound of
of?
pound
it,
of
man.
garlic.
2 pounds. We want to find the cost for 2 pounds. We're going through this first before we do the work, you know. I need to understand what this is saying before we can even do anything else. What is the third one saying now?
3 pounds onion at $8 slash pound.
What does it
That is
mean?
$8 per pound of onion. And looking for the and oh what the cost for the 3 pound.
All right, great, excellent. Next one.
12 ounces of oregano at 150 slash pound. And look, it's 12 pound of the pound of oregano is for 150, miss. 12
Mm-hmm.
ounces of oregano is for 150. You want to know how much per pound?
No, it's 150 per pound. We want to find the cost for the 12
Of 12 ounce.
ounce.
Yes, miss.
Right. So we know how much is per pound, but we don't know how
Mm-hmm.
much 12 ounce is. All right, next one.
Miss, that's good. Miss, so basically read it from right to left, miss.
You can call it that. But this is how a lot of the times they're going to put the questions. This is how they're going to do it. So I want you to understand how they will write it so you can know what to look for. Because that's how they're going to write it in the test them. So you have to look at it for some. I have to give you the same way that we would have given at the test. Not when write it any different. Come again, the next one, please.
Miss, that's that.
So
Eight.
read it. It says 12 or
Oh,
no,
miss,
read here some basil.
oh, basil race, miss.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, so it is saying that um we need 12 ounces of basil, and the basil costs $200 per pound.
All right. So we need to find the cost for what?
12
What we need to find?
ounces.
All right, good. The next one, please. Someone else? Anyone? Next person? Somebody else, please.
All right, Miss. It's just saying that we need 8 packs of coconut milk, and the coconut milk costs $300 per dozen.
All right. So what do we know? So we want to find the cost for what?
Eight, 8 packs, Miss,
All right. Good. And we only know the cost for how much?
or 1 dozen.
All right. How much is a dozen?
12, Miss.
Okay. Excellent. Next one. Come on, I need more persons to participate. How are you going to understand these things?
24 ounce. Miss another one there, miss.
That's where we reach,
Oh,
yes?
24 ounce of ketchup at $200 slash per bottle, miss. Miss,
How much is in the
for a
how
bottle
much
of the, 32 ounces
is what? In the buckle.
in the bottle, miss.
Right. And what do we want to find the cost of?
The cost for 24 ounces.
All right, great, excellent. Next one.
Six tins of tomato paste at $2,400 per dozen.
All right,
Miss,
and what
you
do we
want
find
to know, huh?
uh-huh. Go
You want
ahead.
to know how much for six of that six tomato paste?
And what know the cost for how many?
The cost for 1 dozen is 2,400.
No, so a dozen is how much?
2,400.
No man, no, how much is a dozen? Not the
Oh,
cost.
12.
12, right. All
So
right,
that is
thank you.
half of it.
Next one.
Half, half pound salt at $60 per dozen.
Ah,
So you want to find a pound of salt is $60. You want to find the cost of half pound.
all right, last one.
10 pack noodle nest at $5,000 per dozen. And you want to find the cost for 10 at $500
Ah,
per dozen.
5,000.
5,000 per dozen.
All right, thank you very much. So this is what we have to work with, right? So we want to find the cost for each of these. We do not know that, but we know how we buy it. Remember, when you buy things, you normally buy things by the bulk, or you buy more than what you normally break down the recipe to use. So we must find out now how much, when we break down the recipe, how much these things are going to cost us. So that's what we have to do. So put in some, we must know how to break it down. So we know how much the case costs and so on. So we have to break down the individual to find the cost of the individual recipe items. So here's the question that it is asking. There are 5 questions here. It says estimate the labor and overhead cost at 40% of food cost. What is the food cost? What is food cost?
Price
What
of the meal,
exactly?
price of the dish, Miss.
Is it the price? Price and cost is 2 different things, you know. Price and cost is 2 different things. What is the difference between price and cost? Anybody have any idea?
Miss, the cost is how much you purchase the item for, and the price is how much you sell it for, Miss.
Excellent. Great, good. Your price is how much you're selling the items for, and your cost is how much it costs you, how much you pay for it. Great. Excellent. So that's the difference. So we must find now. So the full cost here is how much it costs us to make these different items. So it says we must estimate the labor head and overhead cost at 40% of food cost. So that means we must find, right? So 40% is the labor for labor. So you must find it off the food cost. So we'll soon reach to that. The next thing it says is 240 chocolate cupcakes at $450 a dozen is to be included in the menu. So that means after we finish work out all of this, we have to find out now so even before we find out the labor cost, we have to find out about the cupcake because it is it must be included in the menu. So you have to always look at the question or what it's asking you, because it can get very tricky. So it says 240 cupcakes at $450 per dozen is to be included in the menu. The next thing here now, it says packaging cost should be $850. So that means after you put everything together, and so on, you're packaging it in order to send it out, it is $850 to package your item. Then your transportation is 6% of food cost, and then you have your markup, and your markup is when you really want to make the profit now aspect of it. All right, so we have to work in it step by step. So the first thing we need to work out is what? What's the first thing we think we need to work out? Because we're working it together right now. Let us do the first thing we need to work out is what? Anyone?
Miss the cost of the food items first.
So which one we're going to start with?
The 60 pounds of shrimp.
The shrimp. So good. So first thing we work out now is shrimp. So let us work out it step by step. So the first one now is shrimp. So the shrimp, we know that so shrimp. We know, so this is what we know. 60 pounds of shrimp is $5,000 per case, and it's 80 pounds in the case. How can we find out how much is 60 pounds of shrimp? What do you think we can do in order to find out how much is in this, how much 60 pounds of shrimp cost? How do you think we're going to find out that? Can
Miss
anybody think
multiply
they
it.
can multiply what? Multiplying what? Talk to me now, people. Look at it. 60 pounds of shrimp is at $5,000, and the key at $5,000 for the case of 80 pounds. How would we find the cost for 60 pounds of shrimp?
Mr. Divide.
You can't tell me divide and not tell me what you're dividing. You have to tell me.
I
You have to
think
tell.
multiply 60 by 5,000. I'm not sure.
No, that part is wrong. You couldn't multiply 60 by 5,000 because it's not $5,000. Why would you multiply? Remember, I know is the case cost $5,000 at 80 pounds. So we could multiply.
Mr. Gonna minus
Cannot
80.
minus neither.
Miss it off of the divisions.
Divide what? And you can't say divide alone, Timothy, no
I
dividing.
tell him.
Tell
Don't
me.
tell him.
Yeah. Tell me what we're dividing. Anything
Miss,
you're saying, I have to explain it. Yes.
Mister, I divide the 5,000 by 60.
No. What do we
Miss
know?
divide 80 by
Mr. Gonna divide
5,000.
the 60 by the wait, I don't know.
Miss divide the 80 by 5,000 or something like that. I'm not sure.
Yes. You must divide the 5,000 by the 80 to first find out how much for 1 pound of shrimp before you can find out how much for the 60 pound. You know, understand? It's what I say?
Mr. No man time do that and the figure looks so
Miss,
funny.
repeat that way just say, miss.
We must find out first how much for 1 pound of shrimp. Because all we know is how much for the 80 pound. We do not know the cost for 60 pounds. We know how much it costs for 80 pounds. So 80 pounds is more than the 60, you know. So how can, right? 80 pounds is more than the
That's
60.
why I know say.
So we're going
That's why I know
down.
say alphabet division, miss.
Right, but we want to know what to divide in, more persons to think. We have to think. So first we need to know, we say no, we need to find out how much is for 1 pound of shrimp.
Mm-hmm. 1 pound of shrimp
First.
is
So let us work it now. So it is a 5,000
mm-hmm.
divided by what?
680
By 80. How much is that now?
0.016.
No. You sure?
Yes, I lie.
5,000 divided by
5,000
80?
divided by 80. 62.5.
Okay, thank you. $62.50.
50 cent times
Right? Stop.
60.
Hold on. Hold on. Then no. What do we do from here? Because what do we want to find the cost of?
Um,
Miss, do not go too
20
fast.
pound.
No. Look again.
20 pound. 60 pound.
Look. 60. So we want to find the cost for 60 now. So what we do now is to do what now with this. So this is per pound. This is $62.50 per pound.
Mm-hmm.
So we know how much is for 1 pound. What do
Mm-hmm.
we want to find the cost of?
60 pounds.
Good. What do we do next?
You're gonna
Miss
multiply
multiply it.
62
Multiply what?
$62.50
Ah,
times 60.
By
yes.
60. Great. And what does that give us now?
Miss, mana excuse.
$3,750.
All right, hold on. I'm going to go back into it. Just give me a sec.
Miss, mana see the workout where you do. Carry up the screen there.
See, all right, sorry. Yes. How much you say it is?
3,750.
3,750?
$750.
3,750? What I write there is the right thing?
Yes, miss.
All right, so here we go again. Now listen again, everybody. We are saying here, because we're looking at what they give us. We're looking at what they give us. We know what we do know and what we don't know. We do know that it is $5,000 for an 80-pound case. What we don't know is how much for the 60 pounds of shrimp. So we have to break down the recipe. We must find out now how much for 1 pound first. So we're dividing the money. So we're dividing the 5,000 by 80 because it's 80 pound of shrimp we did buy. Clear on that?
Yes, miss.
All right. So then now, when we divide it now, we find how much is it per pound. So we divide the 5,000 by the 80 and we get $62.50 per pound. So we know how much for 1 pound of shrimp. What we do not know is how much for 60 pounds. because that's how much the recipe asks for. So now we have to do now is now multiply that by the 60, and then we get how much now for the 60 pound. So that's our first thing we work out, shrimp. A question like this can value at least about 20 marks, you know. I'm just telling you now, buffet and costing go together. Buffet and
Yes.
costing go
Yeah,
together.
we can use calculator and I test.
Of course, then how you gonna calculate? When the brain not so hot. I joke. I'm
Yes, yes.
troubling you guys, but we know celebrate. We know you must use calculator for the costing aspect of it. We know that. That much, yes. You're going to use. You're going to be able to use
Miss,
that. Yes.
miss. But you
Go
know, say
ahead.
it makes it better when you practice the math physically and mentally more than use a calculator because the calculator
But
make you
we're not
weak in the long
practicing.
run.
We're not
And that's how
practicing.
we have too much from our brain.
We're not practicing.
No, I'm just
We didn't
saying that
practice.
you know the calculator would slow you down in the long run still.
But we're not practicing. So I'm not even going there. I don't know. With that, we're not practicing.
Miss the table full in a miss. I will eat the on the table, miss.
No, your one is full. Your one is the only one that is full. At the end
No,
of the
miss.
day, no, dear, at the end of the day, we all have to make some sacrifices. And you have to put in the work. School is a sacrifice too. So I'm just saying everything is important. And this cluster, when you can't bypass this cluster and you cannot bypass this unit because it is going to be a part of your buffet cluster. So if persons, you see how much person not come at the class, and I don't really care, because at the end of the day, I am here and I'm doing my class. And when I finish, I send the notes and I'm sending the video with the class, and persons have to go manage themselves. All right, let us move to the next one. So we'll find the cost for the shrimp. The next one we need to find out is the cost for garlic. Who can work out garlic, please? Who can work out garlic? Who's working out garlic?
It's I work it out in our book first and then we can.
Look at what you do know and what do and what don't you know. Come on, man, this is the easiest one of the easiest one.
Miss 320 for the 2 pounds.
Remember, we need to work it out. Come tell me. So we're working out garlic, and this is how you have to do it, you know. Step by step. Garlic. Yes, tell me now. Tell me the work, you know.
Miss, so we know 1 pound of garlic is for $160.
1 6. Uh-huh.
Miss, and we want the cost of 2 pound, miss.
So we did what?
So we can add
Huh?
160.
We're not doing any addition.
Multiply.
Multiply, miss, then.
By
Miss, we can multiply 160 by by, miss, say, 1 minute, miss.
look at the recipe. By what?
Miss times 2, miss. 160
Times
times
2.
2.
And that would equal to
320.
320. Excellent. Let us work out the next one. Who's working on the next one now? Next one It's onion. Who's for the next one?
Miss,
Mm-hmm.
we already know how much for a pound of onion is $80. So you're going to put 80 times 3 and get
Right.
$240.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you. Next one now. Oregano. Who going to work out the oregano now? Okay. Please remember this at all time. 16 ounce equal 1 pound. Make that sink in on the head. 16 ounce equal 1 pound. Now look at that one now. Look at basil. No, which one there now? Yes, basil. Or is oregano?
It's
No,
oregano.
oregano. Oregano we reach. Alright, so who want to try that one? This saying is 12 ounce of oregano at $150 per pound. Who can tackle that? Who think they can tackle that one? When you look tricky. So remember this, 16 ounce equal 1 pound. So what it is saying here, so 12 ounce of oregano at $150 per pound. How can we find out how much for 12 ounce of oregano?
Miss, so minus
Eh, no minus, no minus.
Mr. Times it. Your times it.
Times
12
what?
times
Eh? Mm-mm. Look
16
at it
times
again.
150. Miss Mama.
The 12 ounce still less than 16 ounce.
Remember, I said 12 ounce is less. So look at it again. First, we must find out what. What if we're going to find out first? How much is the cost for what?
one
For
pound.
1 ounce.
Yes, excellent. We must find out how much is for 1 ounce, but how we
Miss,
going to
I got
find out that?
divided. Divided.
Divide what?
Um, well,
No, it's not the 12. How much is in a pound?
Miss, but you have more than one, we can do that.
Hold on, listen to what I'm saying, please. How much is in the pound? How much ounces is in the pound?
16.
16. So that means that, so what this is actually saying is that 16 ounces of oregano costs $150. Isn't that what it is saying?
Yes, miss.
Because if 16 ounces equal 1 pound, that means says one. So this is also saying that 16 ounce equal $150.
Yes,
yes.
miss.
Get it?
Miss, I got divide. 12 divided.
No.
Give me 16 divided by 150, something like that. Or something like that.
150 divided by 16. Yes. Because we want to find out how much is for the 1 ounce first. So tell me now how much for the 1 ounce.
$9 something, miss.
Miss 9.3.
All
Or
right.
4 if you're rounding.
We could put that $9. We could run it off to $9.40. Because it's what 375? That's what they got, 9.375.
Yes, miss.
All right, so we could call it then, run it off to $9.40. All right, so this is the $9.40 is per ounce. So what we need to find out, how much or how many ounces?
12.
12. So what we're going to do with this $9.40?
Multiply it by
Times
12.
it by 12.
Stand by
12.
12. And what does that give us now?
112.8.
112.5. $112, miss.
No,
Or
tell me the
130
exact
dollars.
thing.
112 and 80 cents. Around
$112.80. No, we're working with that. $112.80. All right, let's work with that. Good. So we know how much for the oregano. Who? So this one's supposed to be easy now. Basil. Work out the basil.
So, yeah.
Miss, I got $150.
You know, I don't want you to tell me what you get. You know, I want to hear how you get it.
Miss, alright, so.
Come, go ahead.
The 200 divided by 16.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And you get 12.5 per dozen.
You get $12.50
per ounce.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Then,
You times it by 12
right?
and get $150.
Thank you very much. So that was the basil. Any questions so far, young people? All right, let's look at the next one now.
Yes, bring up about the page, miss. Right on that.
I'm going to send it to you, you know.
So to that, miss, me no want to take notes right now too.
No problem. No, sorry, darling. My apologies. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, miss, me finish.
All right, so look at the next one now. Coconut milk. What we're going to find out first?
Well, we know it's 300 for the 12, miss.
So what we need to find
Miss,
out
how much
first?
for a
How
dozen?
much for one pack?
We know how much for the
A
We know
dozen.
that
dozen.
A
already.
dozen is
Miss, we need to find out.
$300.
Miss, we
Miss,
need
how
to
much
find out
for
how
one pack?
One.
much you want.
Good. How we going to find out how much I want now? Jeez almighty.
Miss, we are going to divide 300 by 8.
No. Come again.
8 by 300?
No. We're finding it's dozen we find, you know. $300 for the dozen.
Oh, miss,
Let's multiply.
No, you're not multiplying. Come again.
Miss divide.
$300 for the dozen.
Miss divide by one. Or something like that.
Slap on it today. Look back at it. It says $300 for the dozen. I want to find the cost for 8. What must we find out first?
Miss, Mr. Take away it.
How much makes a dozen?
R plus.
We know how much for a dozen. It's $300 for the 12.
Miss, we're
We
trying
don't
to
know
find
how
out
much
how
for the.
much for a pack.
Find out how much for a pack first. Good. How are we
What's
going to
that?
find out for the pack? How much for one
Mm.
pack? Oh, we're going to find out for one pack.
Mister, find out how much make a dozen first.
We know how much for the dozen. A $300 for the
Mm.
dozen.
So,
We want to find how much for 8, which is less than the dozen. Same process like how we've been doing, you know. The process not changing, you know. Find out how much for one. How are we able to find out how much for one pack of coconut milk? How much is a dozen?
12, miss.
12.
12. So that means I will know how much for 12, but we want to find out 8. How are we going to find out how much for one first? What are we going to do?
Mr. Divide 300 by 12.
Yes, thank you. I do that.
Come on.
Thank you. So it's the 300 now divided by the 12. How much that give us? Because we want to find out how much for one pack first.
$25.
$25. Then now what we're going to do with this $25?
Times
Multiply
8.
it by 8.
You multiply it by 8. Great. And then how much that give us?
$100.
$200.
How much?
$200.
$200. Thank you. You see how long it taking to figure it out?
Miss, yeah, go answer you, miss.
No, man, not go on still, you know. Like, yes, not go on. But these type of questions have to, causing you to think a little bit more. You understand? It's not have to think because this is the reality, you know. This is reality, you know. Because in reality, you buy more, you buy in bulk, and therefore you have to break it down to find your cost. So this is reality. The next one we're working out is ketchup. Look at that now. What do we know? What do we
$200
know?
for a
Make
$200 for a
200
32
divided
ounce
by
bottle.
16.
What?
200
No?
divided by 16. I don't know.
Nope. How much is in the buckle? How much ounce is in the buckle?
32, miss.
32.
32 ounces in the buckle. And how much we want to find the cost of?
24 ounce, miss.
24 ounce. So what would we look for first? We want to find the cost for what first? Come on, man, we're on a roll, you know. Let's go.
A ounce.
A ounce of what?
Ketchup means 1 ounce of
Ketchup,
ketchup.
right. So all we're going to find the cost for 1 ounce of ketchup. What do we have to do to find the cost of 1 ounce? Somebody can let that whoever coming in, please, because I'm not able to do that. Come now, talk to me. How can we find the cost for 1 ounce of ketchup?
Mhm.
Mr. One, you're kind of tricky. So please, if you can show us something like that.
All right, we know that 32 ounce is for $200. That's what we know, you know, for 200. 32 ounce of ketchup is for $200. So we must find how much for 1 ounce first. So we have to divide. All right, so go to ketchup. Now let's type in ketchup. I just go back. It says what? 32 ounce. So you have to divide the 200 by the 32 to find out how much of 1 ounce, because it's 32 ounces in the bottle. You get that? But you see that? But you see
Yes,
why
miss.
I do that?
Yes, miss. So I.
Right? So we want to find, because it's 32 ounces in the bottle, we have to divide how much ounces in the bottle to get how much for 1 ounce first. That's why I give you this in the bracket here, 32, because that's how much is in the bottle. So divide the 32 now by the 200. 200 by the 32 and tell me what you get, please.
6.5.
All right, so they're saying it's $6. Remember, it's dollars and cents we're working with.
Miss
So always remember that.
6.25, Miss.
Six,
6.25.
so $6.25. And what are we going to, so this is per ounce. And then we're going to do what next? What's the next step? How much ketchup we want to find the cost of?
That one
Times
five.
it by 24 ounce. That it?
Times it by the 24. So that will equal to what now?
150.
So that means no, it is $150 for the 24 ounce of ketchup. All right. Who's working out who can work out now the tomato paste?
Mr. Can scroll down back. Me never catch the last one.
See it there. It's just a one question can take so much working out. So these things take practice, you know. And when I send the questions and persons don't practice, I don't know how they're going to manage. All right, we ready to, can we scroll back up?
Yes, miss.
Ready for, all right, let's go to the next one. What we working out now? We're working out the tomato paste.
Miss, we're gonna multiply two. Hold on, let me see.
This is what we're working out, you know, tomato paste.
Miss, we're going
We
to
what
divide the 2,400 by 12, Miss.
exactly.
Yeah.
Remember, we're breaking it down from so tomato paste. Me and spend tomato wrong. So it is 2,400 divided by
12.
divided
12, Miss.
12. All right. How much that give us?
200.
200.
200. And then what we're going to do with that 200? This is per tin. So what do we do now?
Mr.
What is the
Gov
next step?
multiply.
By By what?
By 6.
6.
By 6. And that will give us
12 bills.
1200. 12 bills, no? All right. Let's go. Next one. There's a salt. You know, must can work out that one, you know. This is saying half pound of salt at $60 per pound. So,
Miss, could you please scroll down back, please?
sure.
Okay, miss.
Come, who working on the salt?
Miss 60 divided by 2.
How much?
2, miss.
2?
Yes, miss.
Come on, man. The salt should be the easiest one. Other
Miss
from
60
somebody,
divided
what?
by a half.
Can't divide by the half.
Or 60 times 0.5.
Yes, must be 60 times the 0.5. You must multiply it. It's the same process, you know. You can't change the process. So it is 60 and think the other decimal is 0.5. So it must is 60 times 0.5, and that give us what?
30.
30. So salt there work out. Simple, simple,
Miss.
simple. Yes?
Miss, let's suppose somebody never write 0.5 and just write half or 2.
If you times it, if you times it by 2, it can't give you the same thing.
No, Miss, suppose somebody did write 60 divided by 2 or 60 divided by a half.
It could not be 60 divided by the half. It must have been 60 times 1 divided by the 2 times a half. It must be times a half, but it could not be divided.
Miss, I
Could be.
wrote 60 divided by 2 and it gave me the 30.
I know that, dear, but I'm saying suppose the figure was different. Suppose it was a quarter. Suppose it was right? You want to do divided by the 4,
No,
right? Right? So
no.
you have to right. So stick to the process. Because this figure, the figures can always be different. Right? All right, look at I'm having a class with group 2 now. No, I one sec. No. Hold on, please. One sec, please. All right. Who working out this one now? Noodleness. And then bother tell me no foolishness now, you know. So somebody work
Me,
that out.
me, me.
Go ahead.
So you're going to find you're going to divide 5,000 by 12. So you
Right?
can find how much it costs a one pack of noodle
Right.
nest. And
Right.
then it times the answer by 10.
Well, I think that go on here, so that's right. Excellent. All right, so it's the 5,000. You divide that by the 12, and which give us what?
$417.
Oh, you round it all.
Yes. Per noodle
All
nest.
right. Okay. Per noodle. And then we.
Multiplied by 10.
Mm-hmm. And that's equal to.
$4,170.
All right. Excellent. Good. So we have found the cost for each item. Excellent. So somebody please add these figures for me now. Who doing it, please? Tell me. Tell me who doing it while I talk it out. Who
Mr.
going to
Can
do the adding
scroll
up?
down a little bit more, please?
No, I just want somebody to say who going to be the adding up, please. Who doing the adding up? Somebody tell me now, please. And we still have to wrap up because I'm going to have our next class. We're going to finish by 10:15. Please, can I ask persons to try to be on time for class? We are going to be using the same link. The link is not going to change. And please note the time for your class. We waste a lot of time when I'm here waiting nearly half an hour for the class to start. We have to start on time or we won't get through a lot what we need to get through. Who's doing the
Mr. Can
adding up,
scroll down,
please?
please.
Oh, nobody now answer me. Who doing the adding up? That tell me if you
Miss,
scroll
because
down, but
maybe
nobody now.
everybody I do it. Maybe everybody I
Everybody.
do it. That's why nobody can answer you, miss.
All right, give me a second. See, I'm coming back. Give me a second. I'm coming back here. Go and do the adding up. I'm coming back.
Mr. Take off the screen. Anybody else get 10,922.8?
No, me get 5,900.
Who ready for me? Ready for me? Hello?
Miss
Hello?
10,900 something.
You tell me, you ask me, or you tell me.
Miss
Let's look at it.
10,000.
We have, all right, hold on there. So we have the 3750,
Oh, I never add the top part. Are you right?
3750 plus 320 plus 240. Next one, 112,
One.
$112.80. Then the
Two.
150, then 200, 150, 500. So make sure you have in these figures, so we can see if it's the same thing you have. All right? Were those the figures that you had? These are the figures that you had? Miss, can you check how much persons to me up there, so they can get the loan? Gentle people.
Miss, where get 200 from?
To the 200, yeah? Coconut milk is 200. And a
No, Miss,
200 this.
800. Oh, 200.
Cannot be 800,
Oh,
dear.
oh, sorry. I mean, a second.
You ready for me now? You ready for me? We're not at the top yet.
Miss, $10,322.88. So, Miss,
Yes, that's correct. Thank you very much. So this here now is our food cost. So one question, and we're not done yet? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will going to stop here for today. However, please write down these questions. Write down those questions. Then when you finish writing these questions, please. Tell me when you finish writing.
It's a screenshot. I do it right now, you know.
Anything you have to do it. No, if you screenshot it, whatever it is, just tell me when you finish getting off the information.
Yes, Miss. I sent him
Finish.
again.
All right, so listen, please. Your homework, based on the food cost, is to work out the first three. And let me see how you work it and send it back to me. So based on the food cost, 1, 2, and 3, I'm going to ask you to, just for those three, I work it out, see what you get, send it back to me. And we will continue this in the next class to finish up the question. That is
Miss,
the
Miss,
homework
Darlene,
for
but we not
yes?
understand number 3.
Well, try. You're going to try it. It says this one number 3, that the easiest one is a packaging cost should be $850. What do you think you're going to do with it? What do you think you're going to do with the $850? Tell me.
I know, take it out of the cost, miss.
You can't take out. Food cost is an additional cost. The
Okay, yes,
packaging
that
cost is
should be added.
additional.
Yes, that should be
Yes.
added.
So you're going to find the 40% of the food cost, and we know the food cost amount. So these three is what you're going to work out, and you're going to send it to me. I'm going to see who get them 3 here. Right. And I need this. Let me tell you by when. And you must need to come in over asking or nothing, you know. I'm not telling you. I don't want to come give me nothing, not Tuesday night, neither. One the morning, I want it in my email so I can go through it
Miss when?
by Monday morning. I giving
Okay,
it
yes.
till then. I giving you a few days. I don't want nobody and tell me no foolishness.
Sure.
3 little sections to work out. And I
Yes.
want that by Monday morning so that we can have a discussion when we come here on Wednesday. So nobody no come send me no Tuesday night, ping, 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 12 o'clock at night and something they come in and look on it. I'm telling you from now, we're not going to look at it. By Monday morning and I'll go through it. But send me nothing by when Tuesday night and anything there. Don't ever ask me if me get it, please.
Miss, you want the whole
Like,
workout and everything, miss.
huh?
You want the whole workout and everything, miss.
But
Show the everything.
I am still going to send you this part that we have done today. I'm going to send you that. All of the section that we have worked out today. Everything I'm going to send you now. Matter of fact, let me just copy and paste it right now. I'm going to send it to Uno right now. And then now what you guys are going to do is do the work, something there now, the additional working out. And send me back and let me get it. I'm making it a bit easier for you, but I need it. Because at the end of the day, it's not me schooling our helping her and the helping in herself. And nobody me know one body. You see how much days me I give you know? I shouldn't even give you so long. I'm going to send it right now while I'm speaking to you.
Miss, go easy, miss.
No, and an easy time now, darling. It's not the time
Miss,
for
why you do
easy now.
alright already, miss, but it's coming like you want to take off a day off it, miss. Alright, too.
What? What you talking? You know how
Miss,
long
I
I
want
don't get no work from 3/4 for no? You know how long I don't get no work from 3/4 no?
Miss, I told my
Can't
father
see.
sick out of there, me never there, man, but I'm back now, miss. Yeah,
Just
back.
I say no long I don't get work out of 3/4 the class. Alright.
Miss, me, I make sure I tidy up my thing and send it off from early.
Please check your email. I just sent it a while ago. So they can't stay there, think. I will send the recording. I will send the link to the recording later for this class. Any questions, anybody? Before we wrap up. You see how much person come to class today? 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice. All I'm doing when we finish this up there, I send the link. You got the link from the last. You got the working out from the last class. I mean, not the work. No, we didn't have a class last time because nobody never come on a class. What I sent the some working out thing. But they got that?
I think so, no, yes, miss.
You know, don't even look on it. I'm
Miss,
going to be sending the link to the video to the class. What I'm doing now is uploading it to our YouTube thing and I copy the link and send to you. That is how I'm doing
Miss,
it moving forward. Yes, I'm here.
miss the worksheet them you that talk.
Yes.
Miss me do them and send you.
I'm not talking about you, Amir. You always do the work.
Alright.
You're always do the work. That much I know. Amir has always do the work. But I'm just saying 90% of the class don't do anything. I get 10% of the work. And it's not me person's doing a favor for him, just letting you know. Not doing me any favors. When you do the work. Now listen carefully. I need, please check your email. Make sure you get it. And I want it back by Monday morning. Because we have a lot more things to do. This is just a taste of it, another taste. One question, this question alone is 20 marks, and if you're not telling you the working out aspect of the test, if you don't pass that working out section, you can't pass the whole unit, the cluster, because it's a part of the cluster. So a person will have to put in the practice, and they have to put in the practice. Just saying they're gonna have to put in the practice. So if you don't know what's on the behind, please try and catch up on all that I was sent before. And what when you can bring on the questions to the class. But when one thing though, I know now bring the questions to the class because then don't go back through anything. And I have to go back through. And so that if you don't understand something at the end of the day, we can discuss it in the class. We have to take some control of our class, take some priority of what we need to do. Everything is important. I know I have practicals and everything, but everything is just as important. This class is very important. It is the last cluster within your unit, and you cannot pass this either, or you cannot get on a certification. All right. Are there